Welcome to the Temple of Nerds podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Star Wars, Nintendo, Marvel, and anything else video games, nerdy TV, or just straight up awesome that we hear about. I'm D-Bills.
And I'm TJ. We got lots to cover this week, everything from the Game Awards to some big Star Wars announcements.
Huge Star Wars announcements. That's right, a lot happened this week, so hopefully we don't leave anything too huge out.
So strap in, pop those headphones into your ear holes, and get ready for two nerds talking your ears off.
Oh yeah. All right, so we'll start this show like we start every show before we get into the meat of everything. Hey TJ, what have you been playing this week?
So let me preface this. Because I'm late to this party. But do you understand? Do you have Amazon Prime by any chance?
Yep.
Did you know that you can get free games from Amazon Prime?
From Amazon Prime or from like Twitch Prime?
It's technically
or like the same thing.
It's technically
yes.
from Amazon Prime.
Okay, yeah. But it's the same as the Twitch Prime bundles, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You get notified through your Twitch.
Yeah. No, I've been grabbing. I have a little backlog of those things that I probably will never play, but they're free, so I'm not going to leave them there.
That's what I thought too.
Okay.
And
so what did you grab?
I looked the other day and I saw the game Yooka-Laylee.
Okay, is that the original Yooka-Laylee or is that the new one, the side scroller?
Yes, it was originally the original Yooka-Laylee, but now they have the second one on there too, and I have that ready to go. It is ready to go. But both were free.
I played the original Yooka-Laylee, the not Yooka-Laylee and the Shadow, whatever it's called. Yep. I don't remember.
The Impossible Lair.
The Impossible Lair, yes. The first Yooka-Laylee was on Game Pass or something.
Yes, that makes sense.
It might still be. I don't know. I haven't checked in a while, but I really enjoyed it. I played it a while ago.
Yeah. So it's been on my radar for a long time now. I used to love Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes,
back in the day.
And we're going to talk about some Banjo-Kazooie stuff.
Oh, really?
Oh, boy. Yeah, I mean, nothing big, nothing newsworthy, but just I want to touch on Banjo-Kazooie. But okay, Yooka-Laylee.
But I loved Banjo-Kazooie back in the day. It was like one of the games that I had for my N64 as a kid. You know,
sure.
Like I had Mario 64, I had Zelda Ocarina of Time, and I had Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes.
And I never played the second Banjo-Kazooie, but
Banjo-Tooie.
But yeah, I started playing Yooka-Laylee knowing full well what it was. I know that it's like mostly the Banjo-Kazooie people.
Yeah,
it's like the original people from Rare.
It's a lot of guys from Rare. Yeah.
And holy shit, it just feels like Banjo-Kazooie. Like
it's smoother than
everything down to the voices, like how they're like
and the character names are all tongue in cheek, just like the Banjo-Kazooie stuff. Yeah.
And man, I am loving this game. I'm only in the second like level. The second book, I guess you could call them.
Yeah.
And I'm just having so much fun.
Have you played enough to upgrade the first book?
I have upgraded both of the two books that I'm working on with.
That's a really cool mechanic that they added.
Yes,
for those of you who don't know, Yooka-Laylee is Yuka is a lizard and Laylee is a bat. Right, and the bat rides on Yuka's back, and they talk to each other and they work it out, and it's a platformer. It's a 3D platformer, and they both have different skills, and you use those skills to surpass obstacles, beat bad guys, solve puzzles, and there's a hub world that you explore, and then in this hub world, you come across these magic tomes or books. And the books open up and you jump into the books. And once you get enough, I don't remember what the item is that you collect to upgrade the books with. Is it pages?
Pages. They're called pages. Pages.
Yeah, so once you collect enough pages, right, you can use these pages to upgrade the book that you use to teleport into the world. And when you upgrade the book, it changes the layout of the world 1 and adds more stuff to it, adds more people to it, because you're adding pages to the book and therefore expanding the story. It's like such a brilliant.
It really is. I mean,
concept.
It's. I can't compare it to Banjo-Kazooie enough, because it's they literally like sought out to make a Banjo-Kazooie. Like essentially yes, but it's but obviously it's not Banjo-Kazooie, but they're doing everything that Banjo-Kazooie did. I mean, like, to the point where the world, your hub world, is the boss's lair.
Right.
Like, that's exactly how it was in Banjo-Kazooie. You were in Grunty's castle. Like,
I can't count how many Zelda clones, Final Fantasy clones, like, you know, roguelike is a category of games that are like a game called Rogue.
Yeah.
That's why they're called roguelites.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell you how many games there are, but I can't think of another game out there off the top of my head that does the original game justice as well as Yooka-Laylee does Banjo-Kazooie.
I mean, there's a genre called Metroidvania.
Right. And even then, I don't know that any of those games you play and you're like, oh my God, this is as good as, if not better than, the original Metroid or the original Castlevania.
If ever there was a definition for a spiritual sequel, it's Yooka-Laylee.
Right.
It's Yooka-Laylee.
Yes.
And it's because it's because the same people are doing it.
Right. And
like,
it's a beautiful game. Like, the colors.
I'm loving it. And from what I understand, the second game, Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, that's mimicking another one of Rare
software. I don't remember.
Rare. It's mimicking one of their older games, Donkey Kong Country.
Sure.
And I can't wait to play that because I love Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country 2. Never played 3, but I have played the first 2. And I love those games. This
is not. I don't want to say this and us spiral out of control into this topic, because this is something for down the line when we don't have 2 pages of a Google Doc to talk about.
True.
But arguments can be made that Rare, the company, is one of the most influential game companies out there.
Oh,
especially for a company that. Yeah, I mean, we can, but like with the amount of games that they've made, and you said at the beginning of this little topic here that you hadn't played Banjo-Tooie.
Yeah, I haven't.
Do you know that there's a mini game in Banjo-Tooie that is their kind of attempt and tongue-in-cheek clone of GoldenEye?
No. I did not know that. I know that there's some weird stuff in Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Well, yeah, Conker's Bad Fur Day is just a weird game.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's in Banjo-Tooie, there's a skill where Banjo takes Kazooie out of his backpack, holds her like a gun, and runs around shooting eggs.
Just like in Smash.
So they made
just like in Smash.
They made a mini game. And a separate, even from, like, you can find it in the main title of the game, a multiplayer mini game where you play GoldenEye as Banjo and Kazooie.
That's thrilling.
And it's like the levels are kind of, I mean, they're all Banjo-Kazooie levels.
Yeah.
But like, if you had played GoldenEye enough, it feels very similar to GoldenEye.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Okay,
Shit, man.
so
I need to get myself some Banjo-Kazooie 2. Banjo-Tooie.
Yes. I can. If you still have an N64, I'll mail you my copy.
I do have an N64, but
no, I'm not.
No, don't mail me your copy. I'll get it myself.
I'm not mailing you my copy.
I do have an N64 though.
Yes, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I got a copy of it's got to be here somewhere. Oh, hold on, wait, not that one. Here it is. You ready for this?
Yeah. What do you got? Ooh.
I have a copy of Superman 64.
I mean, you see my N64 sitting right here with
Star
Fox 64 in it.
I do,
so,
but I've also got
you're going the wrong way. There you
it
go.
is.
Oh, I never had that one.
You're lucky. You're lucky that you didn't have a younger sibling who had this game, because there's a fishing minigame, and the way that you get Pikachu to reel in the Pokemon that you're catching on the fishing pole is you say, reel it in, reel it in, reel it in, reel it in on a microphone. And I still have dreams of my brother in his room next to me screaming, Pikachu, reel it in! Reel it in! Reel it in! That's what I hear that when I sleep. Because that was his favorite game. His favorite game in his favorite game.
Of course. Of course.
I'll never let that go.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't.
So, but what have you been playing, my friend?
So I told myself I wasn't going to play this right now.
Oh, no.
I told myself I was going to wait. I told myself I was going to get it either for Christmas or after Christmas, because I didn't have the money and I didn't have the time and I didn't have the.
I think I know where you're going with this.
My computer could run it.
I know where you're going with this.
All of our friends are playing it.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Telling us how good it was, and so I bought Cyberpunk.
Ah!
Because I know I'm gonna play it, and I know I'm gonna love it.
I just want you to know that I am a jealous Jerry right now.
That you be jealous. It is a pretty game. It is. I've only been able to play for 4 hours, and that's not nearly enough to even nibble at the surface.
Have you even gotten the title screen yet?
I haven't gotten the title screen.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah,
you haven't gotten it yet?
I have not gotten it yet.
I did hear that it comes late. It comes a ways into the game. I'm
trying not to blow my way through the main story. I think I've done 2 main story quests.
No, you're playing correct. I mean, did you ever play The Witcher 3?
I've tried. I've never been able to get into it, but I know that's a similar thing where you can.
I mean, it's made by the same people, but it's the same. Right. It's the same thing. Like, you don't play CD Projekt Red games for the main story. You play it for the side shit.
Right.
Like, everything about The Witcher 3 that I remember that I loved was not the main story. It was, these random things. I think we've talked about this already.
We have. We talked about it in another.
They're really great at what they do.
Yep. The other game that I've been playing, I think I talked about it last time as well, is Superliminal, and it's a puzzle game. Did we talk about this? You're giving me a face like we didn't.
Yeah, so this doesn't sound familiar to me.
Okay, so it's a puzzle game. Let me really quickly pull up my Steam here. Who made Superliminal? Because I need to like tell you who made it, because we've got to give them props. Superliminal. PQR. This would be so much easier if I knew my alphabet. Stanley Parable. Is it made by the same guys who did Stanley Parable? I don't know. If somebody knows if it was made by the same guys.
I've heard of Stanley Parable.
Yeah. Superliminal, made by Pillow Castle. Great name for a studio.
Honestly.
Pillow Castle.
I wish I had named myself.
They did not make Stanley Parable. No.
Okay.
Okay. So Superliminal is a first-person puzzle game, essentially. I'm going to call it a first-person psychological puzzle game.
Intriguing.
Think puzzle game along the lines of Portal.
Okay.
So the only thing you can do is pick up and drop objects.
Okay.
That's the only thing you can do. But it's perspective based.
I think I know what game you're talking about. Is this the one where I pick up the water bottle.
Yep. Right? I pick up the water bottle back here, and it's this big, right? And then I move it closer to the camera, and I drop it,
and
now
bigger.
It's that big. And it takes up that much of the room, right?
Yes.
And I can now use the water bottle to jump up on top and get on top of the thing over here. It's pardon. Okay, so this is a teen rated program. It fucks with my brain so goddamn much.
This might be the first time that you've swore on the podcast, Steve.
No, it's definitely not the first time I've sworn on the podcast, but I am trying to keep my F words to a minimum. I can't talk about games and not swear, but I am trying not to use the F word when I can avoid it. But
sometimes I just can't help it.
Fucks with my brain
Sorry,
so
guys.
much. I'm working on, if I had more time in my life, I would already have it done, but I'm putting together just like a couple of clips of me playing this game because I have not had more fun playing a game in a long time. That's usually,
awesome.
Usually when I play games, I'm back here, relaxed, unless I'm playing a Destiny, competitive. Then I'm up here. But normally I'm back here relaxed. But when I'm playing Superliminal, man, I'm like right on the edge of my seat and just like, yeah. Well, that's I don't know if you watched me. Okay, so now I'm reacting to chat, which I said we wouldn't.
Do it.
He said it's that game is like being awake in a dream, and that's literally what the game is about. So you wake up from your bed, and then a voice starts talking to you and tells you that you're in a dream therapy session, and then it just spirals out of. And then it just spirals out of control from there. It is such a fun game.
This is on Steam?
It's on Steam. It's also on Switch.
Oh, well, if I'm going to play it, I'm going to get it on my Switch.
Right.
Jeez.
Right. And it's not that heavy of a game, like on the computer, I mean.
Yeah.
So it should run fine on Switch. Like, there's some games that I get on my computer that I know are on Switch, and I'm like, this wouldn't run well on the Switch.
Yeah.
But it should run fine on the Switch. I haven't tried it on the Switch, and I haven't seen videos of it on the Switch, but it should run fine.
Okay.
It's a fun game.
That's intriguing to me. I love, something that makes me think.
Oh, it'll make you think. It'll make you think, and just when you think you have it figured out, it throws something else at you, and you're like, what? So, what do you mean?
Yeah. That brings me kind of right back. I don't know if you've played this game, and we won't go into it. I'll bring this up in another podcast. But have you played Undertale?
A little bit. Yeah.
Play it.
Yep.
Do you know anything about it?
Not too much. No.
Okay.
But it's
Play it on your own time. Don't look up. If you don't know much about it, don't look it up. But it's one of those games that like makes you go, huh?
Oh. Okay. Yeah, those are fun. Those are fun.
It's very meta in that sense. Like, I love stuff like that.
Sure.
But this is going to bring us into, I think. Well, yeah. I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well,
in particular, because this could bring us into some Game Awards stuff.
Well, okay. Should we do? Yeah, we'll do the Game Awards. We'll save the Pokemon. Well, let's do the Pokemon. Can I do the Pokemon stuff real quick?
Do the Pokemon stuff. An excuse to talk about Wolfie Glick. Is an excuse to talk about.
We're a nerd podcast, nerd video show. I don't know if we're really a podcast anymore.
I mean,
we were going to be a podcast.
I think
maybe we'll have.
I think we're going to be content creators that do a podcast.
Yeah. Eventually, we'll probably have audio only versions, but I think right now we're more of a web show.
Yeah.
So we would be a really bad nerdy web show if we didn't talk about the Pokemon Players Cup.
Yes.
Apparently that happened today. I didn't know that. I opened up my Twitter. I mean, we're obviously bad Nintendo nerds because of this.
Yes.
But,
honestly, if it's not a Smash competition, I really don't know about it.
Right. I opened up my Twitter and Pokemon Company had retweeted that Zach Lesage, pardon if I have pronounced your name incorrectly, Zach Lesage, had won the Pokemon trading card game Players Cup, and Wolf Glick had won the Pokemon Sword and Shield Players Cup.
Wolf is also a content creator. He's from the Panda team, Panda Global.
Okay.
He's I watch a majority of his YouTube videos. He's hilarious, first of all.
Sure.
But he's very dry. He's got a dry sense of humor.
Yeah.
but he's been playing Pokemon for years now.
Yeah.
And he's been top ranked most of that time. But he's I didn't doubt his abilities to win.
Yeah,
this like,
we've unfortunately got enough. We've unfortunately got enough other stuff to talk about this episode that I'm not going to go through the play-by-play of these matches. If you're interested in those matches, you go out and find them. Maybe we'll throw a link in the description down below. But other than that, congrats to those two for winning your card game and your Sword and Shield matches.
Yeah, honestly,
I'm sure they were hard fought wins. It was interesting. It looked like, I don't know if the card game tournaments are always in the card game app.
No, they're usually not. Everything is usually done in person.
They're usually done in person, I'm sure, but they have the video is of them playing in the game. On the computer. Yeah, which is cool. It's a cool way of doing it, and I'm glad that those tournaments still got to happen.
And so, what's great about the Pokemon Players Cup is that the Pokemon Company funds this. Like the Pokemon Company are the ones who they support. They say they support competition like this.
Right.
So it's not like Smash, where if you want to have a Smash competition, you better fund your own. You better fund it yourself because
you better fund it yourself and not use an emulator.
God, I could get so far into that one. That's a thing. That's a thing. Hey, hashtag free Melee. Free Melee. This is going out to YouTube. Free fucking Melee. Sorry, I said the F word.
That's okay.
But seriously, Pokemon supports their competition. They support their competitive league. It's a very big thing, to the point where if you start doing well, you could just be a nobody. If you start doing well in official Pokemon tournaments, they could send you anywhere in the world, just because you've been doing well, and they want you to be in their competition again.
Yeah,
like it's amazing. If anybody's interested in trying to get into competitive Pokemon, look it up. Just look it up.
Yep.
In fact, I would say look up Wolf Glick, WOLFE, Glick, GLICK. Look him up on YouTube. You can find all the information you need to find about playing Pokemon competitively.
Absolutely. All right, so should we move on to the Game Awards?
Oh, the Game Awards. Yes.
So where would you like to start? I think I know where you would like to start. Where would you like to start?
I don't want to start where it started.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Okay, so then should we start with Among Us?
Yes. Yeah, let's start with Among Us.
Let's start with Among Us.
Where's my boy? I found my boy. Look at him. He's so cute.
He's adorable.
I always play pink. So
yeah, he yells at us if somebody else has pink.
Yep, yeah, I sure do.
He gets angry if somebody else has pink.
I'm pink.
Jeez. Yeah.
But yes, we're getting a new map.
Yeah, it looks like it's bigger, right? It
looks
not
way bigger.
Is it still a 10-person map, or did they make it bigger yet?
I don't know 100%. They did say that they were going to be adding up to 15 people now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really cool, and I don't know if it's going to be just for that map, or if it's going to be game-wide. I don't know. But that map that they showed looked really big.
Yeah.
And it looked like there were areas where you couldn't get to if things were sabotaged. So as the imposter,
so you can get cut off.
Yeah, because it looked like there was like a platform that moved, and they mentioned something about the imposter sabotaging, and there was somebody standing in front of that platform that was moving,
and it wasn't really
moving anymore.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to be a sabotage, is like, you know, moving platforms and stuff like that. But you could go down ladders now.
Yeah.
And
we got quick glimpses of a few of the new tasks. The trash can, where you got to wiggle it around. You got to clean off some gems. And
the thing that confused me the most was that it looked like there was a new character.
What are you talking about, the laser eye thing?
Yes. Now reason
I'm wondering, is that a new character, or will your assassinations be attached to what you're wearing?
That's you took the words out of my mouth. That is exactly what I was thinking. So I'm curious as to whether it's a new character, or if it's a thing where, like, depending on what you're wearing depends on what your assassinations are.
Sure.
Because that looked very specific to that character.
Yes.
Like that, whatever this person was wearing, animation.
He had a lot of cyborg.
It was very Terminator.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it makes sense for this game. Alien, Terminator, Predator, like all that stuff.
Right.
Like it was just very, very typical. But it looked really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait. They say it's going to come out in 2021, so I'm assuming January. Hopefully. We'll see what happens. But can't wait. And they won both awards that they were up for.
Which is great for them.
It's great for them, especially because it's a 2-year-old game.
Right. That's the crazy part.
Like this isn't a new game.
No.
They just got a huge boost, and were you watching the Game Awards?
I unfortunately had to work.
That's right. Yeah, you watched it. You watched it. You watched it after.
I actually haven't watched the actual Game Awards yet. I've tried, and I just haven't had time. But like, I know. But no, I know a lot of the announcements that were made because of Game Informer and Rock Paper Shotgun and all the other. So I've looked up the relevant to me. Announcements.
Fair.
So I've got the big ones that I need to know about.
Well,
and I'm sure there's other little ones that I've missed. And
Among Us won both of their categories that they were nominated in, and they had 3 people on screen, and they had someone on a phone that was also part of their team. And I'm pretty sure that's their whole team.
That's their whole team.
Yeah, and that's just amazing. The fact that they were able to make a game that only got a resurgence 2 years later, but is so beloved among so many people, and has gotten such a huge boost thanks to YouTube and people like Disguised Toast and Valkyrae, who was also nominated and won her award of Best Content Creator. Like Pokimane and
all these
PewDiePie, like all these people are just like playing this game and skyrocket it to the top.
Sure.
And I'm so proud of all of them. Like, that's just so awesome. Because, I mean, I'm still playing Among Us. And I've made so many friends playing Among Us.
Yes.
And I can't thank it enough. Like, I really can't. I really can't. I mean, it's a thing. It's
bringing people together that wouldn't have been brought together otherwise.
I can be an asshole. I can lie to people. I can be a huge dickhead to these people while we play this game, and then we finish the game, and I go, "Oh yeah, I was lying to you guys," and everybody's just like, "It's okay." It's just fun, It's fun to be able to do that kind of thing with your friends, and then still be able to be like, "Oh yeah, this is just a video game."
Right.
Like, I love it. I'm still playing it.
Yeah.
And I won't stop for a while.
I think the Game Awards, I know the Game Awards had 2 big announcements. One that I'm really happy about, and one that you're really happy about. I'm gonna hit the one that I'm really happy about, because because I know you have a ton to talk about for the one that you're really happy
about.
So I am a huge Mass Effect fan.
Oh.
Massive. I know.
Really?
What? I think we talked about it. I feel like we talked about it a little bit in our first episode, maybe. I have the N7 logo on the back of my black pickup truck, and it's one of those little game things that unless you're a Mass Effect fan, you're not going to know what it is. It just looks like a generic car badge, but unless you know what it is, you're like, that guy, it's not the Decepticon or Autobot symbol where like anybody has it.
Oh, are you? What's going
on your car unless you're a big fan of,
okay. Sorry, my computer froze for a second. All good now.
All right.
We're all good. Let me check OBS to make sure it's still recording.
Check it.
Yep, we're still recording. Okay.
All right.
Good.
Yeah. Your computer's more important than mine.
Yeah, it sure is. Mostly because mine's not as good as yours. Anyway, continue.
Okay. So anyway, I'm saying, I'm a huge Mass Effect fan. Mass Effect Andromeda, while it was a letdown, and while it did bomb and didn't do as well, I really enjoyed the gameplay of Mass Effect Andromeda. Was good. The story was kind of iffy. I understand why I don't understand why they abandoned the project, but I kind of get it. Like, okay, whatever. I hear the people who dislike the end of Mass Effect 3. I get it, but again, a topic for another show of just like, you have your idea of how the story ends and it doesn't end your way and you're upset. Fine. But Mass Effect is coming back and I cannot wait. People have been asking me if I'm getting a new Xbox or if I'm getting the new PlayStation, and I continually tell people that I will get the new Xbox if they have a Mass Effect Special Edition. And the fact that they're coming out with a new Mass Effect game gives me new hope.
Yeah.
So the trailer for this game is about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes long. It's not super long, but we're kind of, it's very cinematic, and the camera is moving rather quickly through a couple of different like images and series of shots and whatnot. So it flies through a nebula. You get a couple of the Mass Effect sounds, and all my hairs stand up, and I get all giddy like a little schoolgirl.
Trust me, I know how it is.
Yeah, and then we come out of the smoke, and there's a battlefield, and you hear a female's voice start talking, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, this is Liara talking. This is 100% Mass Effect. This is like the scene from the end of the game. That's the Citadel all destroyed. And then we go down to a snowy planet, and we see a robed figure walking through the snow. It gave me a lot of like Star Wars vibes here, of like a single character walking through a desolate planet. In the background, you had a big hulk of a ship, right?
I don't even like Mass Effect, but your like excitement is just giving me goosebumps. Like,
I'm excited.
I love it. I love it.
In the background, we had like the very, very distinct shape of a Reaper, like and then the figure bends down and picks something up, and it's a snow cone. At first you think it's a gun, but then she wipes it off, and the N7 badge is just staring you in the face, and it's part of the helmet, and you immediately recognize it as Commander Shepard's helmet, and then you get the side of the
I do know enough about Mass Effect to know that. I played a little bit of the first one when I played it, but it was I don't know, I probably only played like 2-3 hours. But actually our buddy Keenan made me play it.
Yeah. So it's I'm really excited to see what they do with it, and it looks like, I was wondering when I heard that since I didn't see the Game Awards, I heard it was coming out before I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
So I knew it was a trailer for Mass Effect. I wasn't surprised by it.
That was like how they ended the show too.
Yeah, and that's a huge way to end the show. If I was watching that and they ended the show that way with me watching it, I would have like screamed and woke up my daughter. So it's a good thing that I wasn't home. And then I knew it was. I just found this cord that I was sitting on, and it's really bothering me now. There we go. Okay, so
well, it's funny because I did not expect them to end with something like that, but I expected them to end with what I'm going to talk about next.
Right. Well, so
keep going.
I got one more thing.
Yeah,
just like
keep talking.
We're getting a new Mass Effect game.
Yep.
And we're getting a new Fable game.
Yep. And we're getting a new Dragon Age game.
Like, we've got 3 big series that I don't know so much about Dragon Age, but I know Mass Effect and Fable. A lot of people thought we were never going to get Mass Effect and Fable again.
Yeah.
Fable, especially because Lionhead shut down.
Yeah.
But, like, so I'm excited because Mass Effect and Fable are my 2 favorite series of all time. So
really, okay, I'm going to segue here just a little bit. What's your favorite Fable game?
What's my favorite Fable game?
Yep.
Probably 2.
Likewise.
Probably 2.
I played all 3. I didn't play any of the. There was a VR one, wasn't there?
No.
I didn't play that, but I played 1, 2, 3.
So Fable 2 is probably my favorite. Fable only because Fable 1 did not age well.
Yes.
Yeah. Whether you play Fable Anniversary or whether you play the original Fable on your original green Halo Edition Xbox, it doesn't load fast enough. It's too
it doesn't
clunky.
Look great.
It's a little like the fighting styles are a little, but it's still a great game and a great story.
But it did have an actual final boss, and it wasn't just a situation where you shot a gun and killed the final boss.
Yes. Fable 3.
Just throwing that one out there.
There you go. Yeah. Fable 3 is actually, I would say, one of the better couch co-op games out there.
Okay. I never played Fable 3 co-op, but
yeah, it was the first game that my wife played all the way through because it was a game that we could play together. And like we played a lot of Destiny together, but it was on separate consoles on separate TVs. But like Fable 3 was the first game that we could play together on, or actually it was still on separate screens, but still it was the first game that we could play together and not have anybody else to worry about and just go at our own pace.
Well, shit, then that you just made the perfect segue. You didn't even mean to. You didn't even mean to. So at the Game Awards they announced a new co-op game from did you ever play the game A Way Out?
I have not. It's on my list.
Okay, I want to play that literally with you.
Oh, okay. Temple of Nerds stream.
Yes, I want to play that with you.
All right, let's do it.
However, the main thing about it is that it's a co-op game.
Yes.
I don't even know if you can play. I don't even know if you can play single player.
I don't think you can.
That team is making a new game called It Takes Two. That's what the game's called. And it looks like it's the way that they described it was it's almost like a marriage counseling game.
Oh boy.
So these two people they're a married couple, they get transported into this world. They become yarn, like they're literally like a stitched version of themselves, and they have to go through this world. It looks like a platformer / puzzle solver. And it was very intriguing to me.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the main reason it was intriguing to me is because I want to play with you. Like, I mean, I want to play A Way Out with you, but I want to play this game with you as well. And I'm hoping that the internet allows us to do that properly.
Yeah. Coming soon.
Yeah.
On a future, whatever the heck the name of our show is.
We
podcast.
might do some Let's Plays. We do whatever the fuck we want here. But it looked really cool. Like it's very like co-op puzzle solving.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you're talking to each other kind of game.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to it.
So I got to be a giddy little schoolgirl.
Ooh.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, give it to us. Give us every little detail.
So, we open up in a field. It's not even a field, it's a barren wasteland. we see some of our beloved characters from Super Smash Bros. Being knocked back. Oh, there goes Erdrick from Dragon Quest. There goes Zelda. Oh, and now we see some more. Oh, there's Link. Link's getting his ass hit. Like, just destroyed. And we go up, we pan up, and we see the main boss from Super Smash Bros. His name is Galeem. His name? Her name? Its name?
Its name?
Galeem. Yep. And we're like, oh, okay, this isn't a new character or anything. This is just going to be some new World of Light stuff. And then Galeem gets sliced in half. And I say to myself, who could just destroy the final boss of Super Smash Bros. In one slice?
So I want to stop you real quick. At that point, did you know what was going on?
No.
Okay.
It took another 2 seconds for me to know what's going on.
Because they say this person's name.
Well, okay, so
yeah.
Let me get to it.
Okay, yeah.
He slices Galeem, and Galeem cuts in half, and you don't see that character yet. But in the distance, up in the sky, you see a very small little figure, and it's
a pixel. A single
pixel, and the song starts.
Yeah.
And as soon as the first 2 notes of that song hit, I go, oh my god, it's Sephiroth! Oh my god, it's Sephiroth! Oh my god, it's Sephiroth! And I started freaking out. Like, this is another thing that I want us to do. If we're both available for known announcements, we need to start streaming, recording something, because I freaked out. I freaked out just as much as I freaked out when Cloud was announced for Super Smash Bros.
Sure.
Which it was so unexpected. This was very unexpected, and I haven't played Smash in a long time just because it just kind of lost its thing for me. I get mad when I play because I only play against my brother and he's really freaking good.
Could you say that it's lost its edge, and now that Sephiroth with his giant sword
and now there's a 7-inch edge. There's 7-inch, a 7-foot edge. Yes, I lost my mind, dude. I lost my mind, and that trailer was so phenomenal. You're not well versed in Final Fantasy VII, are you?
The only Final Fantasies I've played are Final Fantasy 15 and the 2 Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced games.
Okay, yes. Yeah, we've sort of discussed this. So, you have Final Fantasy VII, and then you have a movie that they created called Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
Sure.
It's essentially a sequel, but it's a movie. It's a CGI movie, and pretty much everything from that trailer, from the Super Smash Bros. Trailer of Sephiroth, came directly from Advent Children.
Okay.
Which is funny because it's a video game showcasing video game characters, and all of their inspiration was taken from a movie.
A movie, yeah.
Which was really funny. But, like, so they show us that it's Sephiroth, and I'm losing my mind. My brother's losing his mind. My brother hasn't played Final Fantasy VII either, but he knows enough about it to be like, super hype about this. Yeah. And so we're freaking out. And then the thing happened, and this I shrieked. I literally shrieked. You see Sephiroth, he's barreling towards some of these Super Smash Brothers characters, and you see Mario there, and he's like, and then they show a silhouette. They show a silhouette of Sephiroth.
I've seen this meme so much, and it's great.
And Mario has been what looks like stabbed through the neck, like right here, and he's just hanging from the sword, like wiggling his legs, and he starts slowing down. And what's funny is that is literally a shot from Advent Children.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. That's really cool.
Sephiroth does that exact thing to Cloud, except it's like in his shoulder.
Sure.
and he stabs him in the shoulder and he lifts him up.
And it's probably in Mario's shoulder as well. Just Mario is kind of short and doesn't really have much of a neck.
Well, no, it wasn't. It wasn't in Mario's shoulder. It was in his overalls. He was hanging on from his overalls. And if you like really watch, Cloud at that point, so Mario's hanging from his overalls, from his overall strap, from Sephiroth's sword, and Cloud comes up and attacks, and Sephiroth has to block with his sword, and then he swings his sword. And if you look quickly, it's like 7 frames. It's so quick. But Mario goes flying towards the camera because he was still on the sword. He was still just hanging there, and then boom, and there goes Mario. Wow! It just the whole trailer was just fantastic, and we're getting the Sakurai Presents video on Thursday, the 17th, I think it is, and I cannot wait, bro. Yeah. Like, this is going to bring me right back into Smash Bros.
There you go.
Steve was awesome, cool. Man. I love Steve. That was fun. But it's not Sephiroth.
No.
It's just not. I'm so excited for that. This is probably one of the, like, top tier Smash announcements for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I keep up with that stuff. Like, I watch like leaks and stuff.
So before we move on, I want to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
With your extensive Nintendo knowledge, what one character, if you can pick just one really quickly, what one character that's not in Smash yet would you like to see Smash add? I know mine.
Geno.
Geno?
Did you ever play Super Mario RPG?
I did not.
So Super Mario RPG was Nintendo and Square Enix, at the time Squaresoft, the people that make Final Fantasy, teamed up to make a video game called Super Mario RPG.
I've been meaning to play.
Play it. It's one of my favorite games, hands down.
Yeah.
Like of all time.
Okay.
And there's a character named Geno, whom they've done virtually nothing with ever since.
Sure.
He would just be so perfect for Smash. They actually in Smash 4 they had a Mii costume for him.
Right.
There's a spirit for him as well in Ultimate. But we've never actually gotten the character. He was actually thought about being added in Melee. And then they talked about it with Brawl, and that's kind of where it died. But he's a very niche character, but he's the one that I would want, and he's pretty well wanted as well. Sure.
I would love to see Isaac.
Don't even get me started with Isaac. I was so mad when they first showed off the trailer, like the official trailer for Smash Ultimate, and they started showing assist trophies, and Isaac was one of them. I was like,
and he's
what?
Still not, how is he still not in the game?
Why? What, guys, come on, just recognize him.
Yeah, I understand that Golden Sun was a fairly like niche game on the Game Boy Advance. It shouldn't have been. If you were looking for a great game to play and you are semi-interested in JRPGs, go
play Golden Sun.
You can get it. It's a pretty cheap game. Like, you can get it for like $10 on eBay, I think. I haven't checked recently, but yeah, I've got it upstairs. It's in my side table next to my it's in my side table next to my bed.
Just play it.
Golden Sun, Lost Age, and whatever the third one, Dark Moon or
Dark
something.
Moon, yeah, Dark
something. They're all up there. They're all in my side table next to my bed. But yeah, great, amazing game.
Amazing.
But why is Isaac not in Smash?
I mean, he is, but he isn't.
Right. I don't know. Okay. So that's.
Hold on. Wait. Oh, the only other person that I would get in besides Geno is Lloyd Irving. Do you know who Lloyd Irving is?
Yeah. Yes. From
Tales of Symphonia.
Tales of Symphonia. Yes.
That's and he's very likely as well at this point. He also had a Mii costume, and his Mii costume has not been brought back yet.
Yeah.
So he's my second choice next to Gino.
Sure. So
Continue.
again, we are a nerd web show podcast, something or other, and are talking about the Game Awards, and we wouldn't be doing our job, our thing justice if we didn't at least congratulate Last of Us Part 2 for winning Game of the Year. They beat out Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and I'm actually a little bit surprised that Animal Crossing was nominated for Game of the Year.
I'm not.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It didn't. It didn't stand a chance, but I get it.
It didn't stand, especially like with the other games in that category. I was a little bit surprised to see that there, but I've heard great things about The Last of Us Part 2.
It's good.
Last of Us Part 1, I played it. I really enjoyed it. I didn't finish it, but
the Last of Us Part 2 was very much Last of Us Part 1, just with a few enhancements and
I know the story beats. It sounds amazing, and
it was as good as you can imagine it to be. Like,
sure.
I don't know how else to put it. It's as good as a sequel would be. It did not live up to Last of Us Part 1, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it was still great. I had a great time with it. And the only thing I could say is, shit, man, I hated killing dogs. Because you have to kill dogs in that game, and the sound effects that you get when you kill a dog
those were brutal. I watched a couple of people play it, and
especially when they start calling the dog by a name. There's even a dog that you have to play with for a while, and then later a different character does things. So, oh man, it's getting me. I don't want to talk about that anymore. Let's talk about the next topic.
Well, okay, so I wanted to touch on a few categories from the Game Awards that surprised me. We're not going to go through all of the categories. If you want to go look up the categories, feel free. There was a couple of, congrats to everybody who won. But a couple of categories that surprised me. Best ongoing game.
Is that No Man's Sky, right?
Yeah. Like, good
Finally,
for them.
Good.
Yeah, No Man's I've loved No Man's Sky from the beginning. I get why people didn't like it at the beginning. Mm-hmm. They oversold it. I'm surprised, but also not surprised that No Man's Sky. I'm surprised No Man's Sky won Best Ongoing Game.
Yeah.
When looking at the games it was up against, I'm not surprised.
Yes.
No Man's Sky won, beating out Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Call of Duty Warzone, and Fortnite. So
I'm surprised. I'm surprised it beat Warzone.
Yeah, so 3 battle royales and a MMO essentially. And so I'm not that surprised that No Man's Sky, which is this huge arcing adventure exploration, like massively ambitious game, beat those 4 games. Mm-hmm. Fortnite's just been a thing for so long. I feel like it's kind of starting to fizzle. I mean, people love it.
It's not fizzling, but it's losing. Yeah. It's losing its vote, I guess you could say.
I would love to never talk about Fortnite on our show for more than like 5 seconds an episode every once in a while, and I think we might be able to do that. But we
could definitely do that. I don't play, so.
So that surprised me. The other thing that surprised me was best sports game.
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk 1 and 2. I played it. I got it because I love Tony Hawk.
I don't
but it's a lot of fun. It was really well made. I've got it. Yeah, I know it's there. Right. I know. Yeah. Oh, you got the box.
I got the box.
You got the box. Somewhere around here, TJ, I have the Nintendo Power episode that announced. Yeah, the Nintendo Power magazine that announced Tony Hawk.
I know exactly what the cover looks like.
Yeah.
I know what it looks like because I was subscribed to Nintendo Power back then, and I had that. I know it's a picture of Tony Hawk. He's jumping off a ramp, and he's grabbing his board. And I know exactly what it looks like. But anyway,
so
look at the blue.
So Tony Hawk beat out Dirt 5, F1 2020, FIFA 21, and NBA 2K21. Again,
that's the picture right there.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah. So again, I'm not overly surprised when you see the other games in the category. Let's watch TJ struggle to put this back in the shelf. I'm not overly surprised.
I got it. It's good. Nothing fell.
I'm not overly surprised that Tony Hawk 1 beating out two racing games and 2 long-running sports franchises. Like it's doing its own thing. It's reimagining a great old-time game. Mm-hmm. I understand why it won, but I was surprised to see it there.
Yeah, I was surprised to see it win as well, especially with how Tony Hawk has been doing over the past years.
Right.
Like, we haven't had a good game since, Tony Hawk's American Wasteland?
Yep. And the X games have kind of not simmered out, but they're not the big thing they used to be.
It's not what it was in the 90s, 2000s.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's just...
So...
It's sad. I miss those days.
The last category I wanted to touch on, I'm not surprised that this game won so much as just it made me chuckle.
Okay.
So the last category I wanted to touch on was best sim and strategy game. Microsoft Flight Simulator won best sim and strategy game.
Okay,
I mean, I get it.
You have to get it. Like,
yeah, I get it. I 100%. That's why I'm not surprised it won. But it's a beautiful game. It's amazingly made. They're updating it constantly, slowly updating the world so that it's more and more photorealistic. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. Those games are great. Really well made. But what I thought was really funny is that...
But it's a flight simulator.
Right. Well, no, that and Microsoft Flight Simulator won the simulation and strategy game category against 4 strategy games. Yeah. So Microsoft Flight Simulator beat out Crusader Kings 3, Desperados 3, Gears Tactics, and XCOM Chimera Squad. Gears Tactics is an amazing game. I really enjoyed it. I haven't played XCOM Chimera Squad because I spent way too much time on XCOM 2 and wasn't really going to waste more time on an XCOM game right now. I've never heard of Desperados 3. Maybe that makes me a terrible person.
I don't know it either.
Crusader Kings 2 was a really good game. I could never get Crusader Kings 3 to boot up out of the Game Pass program. So I don't know if Crusader Kings 3 is a good game. It wouldn't have won my vote because it wouldn't work through Game Pass.
Fair.
So, but I just thought it was really funny that the only simulation game won the sim and strategy category against 4 strategy games.
See, out of every genre of video game, strategy games are the ones that I don't touch.
I love strategy games.
They're just not my thing, man. I mean, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
I don't like Final Fantasy Tactics because of that strategy style of gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like Fire Emblem because of that strategy style of gameplay.
But among strategy games, my favorites are the 4Xs. Do you know 4X? What that means?
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna forget what the 4Xs stand for. Exploration. It's EX, but it's 4 X's. It's exploration, exploitation, evolution. No, that's not an X. I can't remember what the third one was. And but either way, the Sid Meier's Civilization games are those like that. So Humankind is coming out soon.
Okay,
which looks amazing, and rather than playing a leader from history, you create your own leader.
Oh,
and
cool.
Your leader evolves as you go through.
That would be something that I would get into.
Yeah, but it's the same type of gameplay as Sid Meier's Civilization, where you have a city and you spawn units and you go out and conquer the world and explore, but you create, and I'm really looking forward to that.
That would be something that I would play.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I played Warcraft back in the day. Warcraft, StarCraft. I played both of those, but they just weren't my jam, man.
Maybe once every 2 or 3 months, I'll boot up StarCraft 2 just for funsies, and just put in a couple of cheats and just roll through the enemy just for fun, because it's fun to spawn a whole bunch of grunts and just watch them roll through the enemy base. But do you have anything else for the Game Awards?
I think I'm good with the Game Awards.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next category. Next up, we have. So maybe I wasn't paying enough attention to know why they suddenly released all of this. Did I miss a specific date that they released all of these on, or did they just do it for fun, like randomly in the middle of December?
It was the Disney's investors.
Okay.
Meeting.
Okay. So at the Disney investors meeting, they announced a whole slew of Star Wars movies and shows.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them, some of them we knew about, some of them were brand new that we haven't heard about. We haven't seen a lot for some of them. There's some huge things that happened for others. Where would you like to start?
Well, let's start with the ones that we knew of. We knew about the Cassian Andor series. We've heard about that. We've heard about Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi as well.
I am so excited for that. We're going to talk about that for a little bit. I've got some things. I want to pick your brain on Kenobi.
Fair. And what was the last thing? We knew of the Bad Batch as well.
Yes.
And I think that's it. There were rumors spreading around about the Ahsoka series.
Yep.
But nothing was official yet.
No.
And I'm excited. I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
I'm very excited.
So the other thing that we're going to talk about when we're done talking about Star Wars is Marvel, and I'm kind of getting the same feeling on both of them. I'm wondering how many of these shows. I'm wondering how many of these shows they're just kind of throwing at the wall and hoping that one or two of them stick.
Yeah, I've thought about that as well.
So and I'm talking about, we also have Rangers of the New Republic.
Yep.
The Acolyte, which I haven't really heard about ever.
I know a little bit about that.
Story. Apparently, we're getting a Lando show. So a droid story. I mentioned that and then just moved right on. That looks like it's kind of an R2D2 C3PO like animation CGI extravaganza, and they're billing it as like a super high tech like. It sounds like they're going. When HD first came out, there was a channel called like HD Theater or something, and that was where your Planet Earth was on, and Blue Planet and all that stuff. I feel like a droid story would be on like maybe the 4K channel or the 8K channel.
I see what you're getting at.
Doing it to like, this is an idea that we have, and we have this really big camera that we spent, $30 billion on that shoots in 8K, and what else are we going to do with it? Let's make an R2D2 C3PO show.
Yeah.
So, and Star Wars Visions.
That one I don't know enough about. I honestly haven't looked up that one at all.
I saw a little blurb on that, and it looks like it's kind of like a. I imagine Yoda sitting in his meditation chair, and we get kind of a thought bubble come out of Yoda, and inside the thought bubble is like, Anakin as good when he's grown up. What would that have been if Anakin was good?
Okay.
Or like something like that. I don't know. Just kind of like.
So it's kind of like the concept of it, without really jumping ahead, Marvel's What If.
I think so. I don't really know. It was just kind of like visions of distant things, and I'm okay. So maybe we're looking, we're jumping to the end of who's still alive. I was going to say to the end of Luke's life, but he already, to the end of Rey's life and seeing where she's at, to the end of, to when Finn is 40 and seeing what he's doing.
Yep.
Maybe we'll get an episode or two, because I think it said it was only 10 episodes right now.
I think maybe a lot of these are just going to be single seasons.
Right. Maybe Star Wars Visions is where we're going to figure out why Lando was so interested in that, other than the fact that she was the only black girl in the movie. Is Lando sits down and talks to the girl for 2 seconds, and we know nothing about it. Like, what the hell is that? I don't know.
That still makes me mad.
I don't want to touch too much on that as two white guys sitting in their basement. What I mean.
Yeah, I get you.
It's like
It still makes me mad that they even did that at all. Like, it was a
it was a
3-second scene. There was no reason to put it in. Don't put it in. Just don't.
Unless you're going to immediately announce a show or a spin-off or a special or something, but it's been months.
And I'll be honest, I don't
nothing about it.
I'll be honest, I don't if this Lando show actually takes hold and does something, I don't think it's going to be Billy D. Williams doing it. I think it's going to be what's his name?
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover, just to say Childish Gambino. I think it's going to be Donald
Glover. You can say Childish Gambino. We'll all know who you're talking about.
It's going to be him, and it's going to be his past. They're not even going to touch on. If they touch on it, it'll be like very briefly,
right?
And like they'll be like, "Hey, Billy D, can you come and film a scene with us?" And he's like, "Yeah, I can do that." And and they're gonna do it, and that's it. Like
right.
I don't think I'm still mad about that scene.
Yeah,
there was no reason for that.
The art that I saw for the Acolyte made me kind of piqued my interest.
Okay, so do you understand what's going on with the Acolyte?
No.
Okay, so from what I understand, I could be wrong here, but I've watched a handful of videos that were talking about it, and they're all pretty much in sync with thinking that the Acolyte is going to be placed in the timeline in what's called the High Republic.
Yes. Okay.
So they're doing a lot of books about that right now. Yoda was still alive at that. Well, he was not still alive, but he was. This is Yoda's like midlife.
Yeah.
Probably in his like 300 to 500 age.
Yeah. This is like 200 or 300 years before the movie.
Yes. It is not. It is not the old Republic.
No.
But it is as close as we're going to get right now, and it's called the High Republic. And I'm pretty sure that's when this is taking place. And to be able to see that in film or even animation, I don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah.
But that's amazing.
So I thought it piqued my interest because there was a Wookiee in the background of the art that I saw.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, we're gonna get more stuff about the Wookiees, who kind of don't really exist anymore. Kind of, maybe.
Well, they used to be. They used to be able to be Jedis. So.
Right, and they were a huge force in the Clone Wars time, and obviously before that. But like, do we really know that the Empire wiped them all out? Like, is Chewie the last Wookiee? Is he? I mean, he's maybe not, because we saw a bunch of them in Han in the Solo movie. But like, yeah. So
we also saw a handful of them in the new Star Wars holiday special, the Lego one. Did you watch that?
I'm not. No, I.
You know, I'm gonna say watch it.
Okay.
You're gonna enjoy it.
Okay.
But because it's like it's a situation where it might be canon, it might not be.
Okay.
It's you'll see. It's a fun time. You and your wife will enjoy watching it together.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out then.
Even bring your daughter. Bring your daughter. Let your daughter watch too.
No, she's definitely gonna watch it.
Oh hell yeah! Turn your daughter into a Star Wars fan.
Yeah. So Rangers of the New Republic looks kind of, especially after we've gotten a couple of Rangers in Mandalorian.
And I hope they keep at least the bigger Asian guy in. I hope that they use him because he's great.
It feels like they might. I don't know. I mean, the article that I was pulling stuff from was like from some rant. I just Googled like new Star Wars shows like 10 minutes ago just to make sure that or 10 minutes before we started just to make sure that I had all the ones.
10 minutes ago, dude, we are a minute and 8 seconds into this podcast.
Yeah.
A minute and 8 seconds. An hour and 8 minutes.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So we need to pick it up then.
Yeah, we do.
We got a lot to go. Okay, so let's do you want to talk about the Bad Batch at all?
I mean, yeah, because you've finished Clone Wars, correct?
Yeah, they're a big part of Clone
Wars. It's
towards the end, really.
It's amazing. Like the Bad Batch is awesome, and the fact that they're making a whole show about them, like post Order 66.
Right.
I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see what they were doing.
I mean, we got Rex post Order 66 in Rebels.
And didn't we get the big guy? from?
I think so.
Because one of those guys in Rebels is missing. Like he's got like a clouded eye. I'm pretty sure it's the same dude.
Yeah, they didn't really touch on it too much, but I think they.
But to be fair, when they made those episodes of Rebels, they hadn't made the Bad Batch and Clone Wars yet.
Right.
So I really think that's the same dude, because he's crazy. Like he's like like he's just like he is in Bad Batch. So I think it's the same dude. I have to look that up because I'm really not sure.
So I wonder if the Bad Batch is going to be how Rex got onto that crawler.
That's what I think. Yes, that is what I think is going to happen. I think because we know
maybe a season or two and end with Rex on the crawler.
We know that Rex is alive, and we know that Rex has had his inhibitor chip.
Yeah, it would be really fun. It would be really fun for the show to end, the Bad Batch show to end with Phoenix Squadron flying in to the.
Oh God, that would give me feels.
Just as that episode was starting.
That would give me feels, man.
Or something.
That would give me feels.
I don't know. Yeah.
Anything with Rex gives me feels.
Yeah.
Especially we got Rex in Rebels, and I was like, ah, sweet, Rex is still alive. And then we got the final season of Clone Wars, and I was like, oh, Rex is still alive. What?
Poor Rex.
This sucks. like, oh man. It's heavy. I'm
getting hot and sweaty, anticipating our next two shows that we're going to talk about.
I do that to people.
I'm all excited about Ahsoka and.
Yes, Ahsoka.
Yeah, I am so excited for Kenobi, and I feel like you've got a little bit more of much more of a connection with Ahsoka than I do. I mean, I love Ahsoka, and she's great, and she's amazing. I could live without an Ahsoka show.
You're gonna love her more. The more you watch Rebels, you're gonna love her.
Yeah, no, she's an awesome character, and that show is gonna be amazing. And Rosario Dawson is gonna be a great Ahsoka.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
and
seeing her in Mandalorian, I assume it's going to be a slightly different feel than Mandalorian, because it would be just too much if we had two super dramatic, like slow-moving Star Wars shows. But
I don't think it's not gonna be slow and dramatic. I think it will be, because I really think that they're gonna be touching on the Finding Ezra.
Yeah.
Thing, which we've talked about before. I know you haven't gotten there yet, but actually, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if we mentioned it in the podcast, but after the fact,
we did.
Dave Filoni, who's the creator of Clone Wars, Rebels, and he's working on Mandalorian, he said in an interview, it may very well be possible that when we saw Ahsoka was before we saw her at the end of Rebels.
Yeah.
Which at the end of Rebels, she goes and she meets Sabine.
Yeah.
And they both go off, to look for Ezra.
Sure.
And we don't know that timeline. We don't know when that happened.
Yeah.
But it may have happened after seeing her in The Mandalorian, is what they're saying. So if it continues on, if the next time we see Ahsoka is in her show, that would just be fucking phenomenal. If we can see that end scene in live action, which if they're gonna do it that way, they're gonna show us that scene in live action. Like, I feel like they have to, just to make sure that we understand what the hell's going on.
Sure.
But yeah, I can't wait for that. Like, she is... How else do I put it? She is what we understand as a Grey Jedi. That's what she is. And even though technically a Grey Jedi doesn't exist in canon anymore, a Grey Jedi was always expanded universe stuff.
Yeah.
She is the epitome of a Grey Jedi.
Sure.
And something else that's interesting is, I don't know if you remember, but at the end of Rise of Skywalker, when Rey was half dead and was hearing all the voices of former Jedi, Ahsoka is one of them.
Yes.
Which implies that she dies before then. Because every single other Jedi that she heard was dead.
Yes.
She heard Yoda, she heard Luke, she heard Qui-Gon, she heard Obi-Wan, she heard Mace Windu. She heard multiple Jedi that were from Clone Wars that had died in Order 66. And she heard Ahsoka. You know who she didn't hear? She did not hear Ezra.
Right.
She did hear Kanan, though. Mm-hmm. Kanan was in there. We're left to assume that Ahsoka dies.
Yeah.
Eventually, and I think that's what this is gonna cover. Like,
right.
They can't leave her death up in the air like that.
Right.
So I'm very excited for Ahsoka. Kenobi? Yeah. Kenobi, go ahead. You talk about Kenobi.
Oh, I cannot wait for Kenobi. How do you feel about... I'm just going to jump right into the big thing that we got for Kenobi recently. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about Hayden Christensen?
I'm thrilled.
Yes.
I'm thrilled that he's coming back.
I'm interested to see how they do it.
Yeah.
Because I was always led to believe... And again, we're touching on the fact that Lucas didn't know what he was really doing when he was writing 4, 5, and 6. Like, he didn't have the whole plan of all these shows and all these spin-offs and whatnot. So I was always under the impression that Vader either didn't know that Obi-Wan was still alive or didn't expect to ever see him again. So I'm interested to see how they do that and what they do with that. But this is definitely going to be the show that I've always been wanting.
Yeah.
Or something to show what I've always been wanting is to show what the heck Kenobi was doing on Tatooine for 20-some odd years.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and
I will say that you'll get to a little bit of it in Rebels.
Yeah. Because I'm almost there.
Okay.
I just saw them all on Tatooine, and I'm like, what is he doing? Yeah.
You're literally like an episode away.
I know.
Oh my god.
No.
Please text me when you see that episode.
I will.
It's one of the best fights in Star Wars.
Okay.
Ever.
Yeah. No, I'm excited.
You're gonna love it.
So we're gonna get what he was doing. So I'm happy Hayden Christensen is back.
Me too.
I'm waiting for the announcement that says that Liam Neeson is going to be in this show.
I don't think they'd announce that.
You don't think they'll announce it?
No.
Yeah.
If it's true, I don't think they'll announce it. I think it'll be it'll be a secret. It'll be a well-hidden secret. And
yeah, I'm not sure how you can do a Obi-Wan Kenobi training on Tatooine without
Liam Neeson. Yeah.
Without
Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's why we never 4, 5, and 6 never tell us why Obi-Wan is on Tatooine.
No.
He just happens to be on Tatooine.
Nothing really tells us why he's on Tatooine except for 3, yes.
Right. The end of 3 tells us that he's on Tatooine to protect Luke, but then as he's getting ready to leave, Yoda drops the bomb on us that Qui-Gon is, as far as we know, the first Jedi to figure out how to come back and become a Force ghost.
Yep. He's the one who taught everybody.
Right.
So he taught Yoda, and he taught Obi-Wan, who taught Luke, who taught Anakin, really. We really don't even know who taught Anakin. Actually, no, it was Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon taught Anakin. Because Qui-Gon met with Anakin in Clone Wars and taught him, correct?
Okay. Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's how it happened.
I was always led to believe that that Yoda and Qui-Gon and potentially Obi-Wan, used the whatever power of the Force you would like them to use to kind of grab the good of Anakin and pull him.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. Yeah.
So did they really teach him, or did they find his spirit and teach the good part? Or,
that's a good possibility as well.
Did Luke save his father at the end of 6, and Vader died Vader died in the in the station, and the thing that died in Link. Oh my god,
Link.
The thing that died in Luke's arms is not Vader; it's actually Anakin. So when Anakin dies, okay, Vader was dead there. Anakin is dead here. So we can take this ghost, But that's a whole.
It's a whole other discussion.
Right. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to move on to Mando at this point? Because
in the interest of time.
Yeah, we're an hour and 20 minutes in.
Yeah, and we've got 15 or 20 minutes of Mando to talk about.
At least. At least. We don't want to run this too long.
I mean, we can always split it. We can always split it in two.
Yeah, we
later.
That's true.
In edits.
I mean,
you can always edit it. Yeah.
If you want to do it that way, we could do it that way.
All right. Yeah. So let's do a Mando conversation now, and we'll just put that up as its own thing for people who just want the Mando thing.
Okay.
If
fair.
that's okay. Yeah, because I do want to quickly touch on the Marvel stuff.
Yeah. Talk about the Marvel stuff now. I can chop things up later.
Okay, so now that we're done talking about all this Star Wars stuff, we got some big Marvel news as well in this Disney meeting.
We sure did.
They talked about, announced, re-highlighted, I guess, the 25 movies and shows that are coming up.
Yeah,
which feels like a lot.
It does feel like a lot.
Again, this is where I'm getting at, like, just throwing stuff at the wall to see if it sticks. Like, they can't be hoping that every single one of these is going to be a huge thing.
But they all probably will. That's the thing.
Especially the movies. The movies are going to do great because
even the
everybody's going to go
shows. Like, look at the shows that they have lined up. Like,
yeah. So I just pulled a few of them out here just because there was too many. We're not going to talk about 25. We don't have time.
No.
We don't. That could be a whole 2-hour podcast of its own. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Looks great.
I love that.
Looks great. Can't wait.
I was really upset when Winter Soldier did not become the next Captain America. But if they're going to put Winter Soldier, because in the comics he is.
Yes. You know what? All right, theory time. Tinfoil hat.
Yep.
I think it's because I think he did not make Winter Soldier the next Captain America is because Steve Rogers, in his own personal timeline that he's stuck in, made him Captain America in that timeline.
Oh, there you go. So maybe we'll get that. Maybe we'll get that in a Marvel What If. I don't know. Who knows?
It would make sense. Because we know that he does that in the comics, but
sure. So
he did it he's doing it to Falcon now. So,
but if we get more Bucky Barnes, and if we, he's such a good actor, and I can't wait to see more of him.
Yep.
And Falcon is a good character, so that'll be a fun show.
Yep. Oh, I can't wait. Unfortunately, in the trailer that they showed, they did not. I don't think they showed Cap's shield at all.
No, and I wouldn't be surprised if, because at the end of I can't remember what Falcon's name is. What is it? I can't. Well, I'm just going to keep calling him Falcon.
Yeah.
So
it's
at
Falcon.
the end
I don't remember what his name is.
Of the movie, we see at the end of Endgame, when Cap gives Falcon his shield, you can tell that Falcon's kind of not okay with it. Like, he's happy to take on the mantle, but he's not okay with the shield. So I wonder if we're going to get some,
Sam Wilson.
Lair.
Sam Wilson.
Thank you. I wonder if we're going to get a lair shot at some point with Cap's shield hanging in the lair.
That would make sense. Yeah, that would make sense.
Something like that. So
it looks awesome. I can't wait.
It looks awesome. Yeah. Loki looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Loki looks fantastic. Loki is really getting into the multiverse stuff.
And Tom Hiddleston is amazing. He's so good.
Yep.
He was such a good. They got lucky with that. That was a good grab.
Yeah, they really did. Yeah. He plays a perfect Loki.
He really does. Yep. Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
that'll be fun. I wanted to talk about Ms. Marvel really quick.
Is that the girl with the extendo arms?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She's from the
so
game.
She's from she's there. There's a comic.
Yeah. Well, yes, I know that. But she's like one of the characters in the game.
She's one of the characters in the game. Yeah, the game follows her. The new Avengers game follows her and her. After the big thing that happens at the beginning of the game, the Avengers kind of break up, and the game follows her bringing the Avengers back together.
Okay.
And it's a couple of really sweet moments between her and Bruce Banner that are just pull at your heartstrings, because she hero worships these people on such a scale. And the Bruce Banner that we get in the game is such a broken down, defeated Bruce Banner. And she just thinks the world of this man, and just she's a 16-year-old fangirl who's meeting her all-time hero, and she just wants him to be the best that he can be and just to fix him. And it's just a really good, so I'm excited to see what they do with her. And it's a whole representation thing that we could go into with her, because she's Muslim and she's a young girl, and she's a person of color, and we could just keep going and listing the things that she's going to do for people. And so that's going to be a lot of fun to see. Being the huge Star Wars fans that we are, Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight.
Yes.
I don't know a lot about Moon Knight.
I don't either.
But
I love Oscar Isaac.
I love Oscar Isaac.
In fact, do you know who else he's going to be playing now?
Oh, he's
he's playing another prominent character that would be very relevant to us in a movie soon.
I can't remember.
He is playing Solid Snake.
Oh, that's right. Yes. So that'll be fun.
Yep.
He's gonna be a fun one to watch in these movies.
I mean, one of the reason that I started loving Oscar Isaac was from his first scene in The Force Awakens, where he meets up with Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren's got him by the scruff of his thing, and he goes,
"Who talks first?
Yeah, so who's gonna talk first?
You?
Is it you? Is it me?
You? Me?
Me? And I was like, love that guy. He is so Star Wars. And even in the next movie, in The Last Jedi, where he was contacting General Hux. Yeah. And he was like, paging General Hux. I got a message from your mom. Or something like that. He said something like that.
Yeah. It was such a high school thing.
Yeah. And I was just like, I fucking love this guy.
That character, Poe Dameron, gives a much more human feel to the Star Wars universe than I think anybody else has given. Because we don't know. I mean, they're played by humans, but are they humans? That's again another conversation for another time. What is this Rey? Are they humans? How close to humans are they? He gives a very human and mankind feel to the Star Wars universe. Yeah. No other character is given, and Oscar Isaac he's so good at the roles that I've seen him in.
I mean, we're going to start a podcast one day, and we're going to be like, so who talks first? You talk? I talk? You talk first? Okay.
One day I'm not going to be able to get the open written in time.
And I'll just throw it in there. Boom. All right, so we got Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight, and then we got She-Hulk, which we've known about for a little while. But
they just told us that Mark Ruffalo is going to be in it.
Yes.
I was so worried at the end of Endgame that was going to be the end of Mark Ruffalo.
They can't get rid of Mark Ruffalo.
Not get rid of Mark Ruffalo, but I just don't. I used to look up what their contracts were, but I stopped doing that because I got so upset when I was like, how can this be the last time we're going to see them?
It's weird when it comes to the Hulk. The Hulk is owned by another company, I think. Yeah. I want to. Is it Universal?
It could. Yeah, I think it is. That
owns him, like just like Sony owns Spider-Man.
Right.
So they can't make Hulk movies.
Right.
But they can make movies featuring the Hulk. Which is, I mean, it can be argued that Thor. What's Thor 3? Ragnarok. That was a Hulk movie.
That's Planet Hulk.
Yeah. That was a Hulk movie.
It's Thor. Like, Thor goes to Planet Hulk.
Yeah. But they couldn't call it Planet Hulk.
Planet Hulk.
They had to tie it more to Thor because they own Thor. So the only time we're able to, because I mean, like, I'm pretty sure we haven't actually seen Mark Ruffalo as Hulk in any movie of his own.
Oh yeah, he's not. There's no Hulk movie with Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, the one Hulk movie that's canon features someone else.
Yes.
What's the dude from Fight Club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but yes.
And that's technically the same Hulk.
Right.
From what I understand.
Right. And we're getting so She-Hulk also features the guy who played Abomination in that.
Yes.
Which is fun.
Yep.
So it's not the same actor playing Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
But we're going to bring back Abomination. And we've heard Abomination mentioned before. Mm-hmm. Somebody threatens, I can't remember when or where it happened, but somebody threatens somebody else with, I think it's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
Somebody threatens somebody, and it's like, you can do this paperwork or you can go guard this guy's cell in Antarctica. Or and it's the guy who was Abomination.
Yeah. Okay.
So it'll be fun to see them come back, and that'll be cool. We talked about it already. I wanted to really quickly touch on Marvel's What If.
Yep.
That seems like it'll be fun.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, they're going to be touching on a lot of comic book stuff. A lot of stuff that's just been on like one-off comic books. Like, for example, I believe
Peggy Carter is Captain Britain.
Yeah. There's also a whole comic. I think there's a whole comic run of Captain America as a zombie.
Yeah,
and that's going to be touched upon.
We saw Peggy fighting Zombie Cap.
Yeah,
I think
so.
So
that's going to be really cool. The whole thing with that is that it's not canon. It's
no, it's not.
It's as canon can be, but while touching on different universes. Yes.
So that'll be fun.
Yep.
The trailer we got for WandaVision changed my perspective on the show.
I can't wait for WandaVision.
I was always excited about WandaVision, but I always thought it was more in their heads or something that they created together.
I think that's going to be the case still.
Going to be that,
yeah.
But it also seems like there's definitely something sinister going on in the background of this thing that they created.
Oh yeah, from what I understand, WandaVision is going to be very key to the lore.
Yeah.
It's going to be I think it's going to be how we get all these separate universes. Mm-hmm. Like, how they've been talking about all the stuff from Spider-Man.
Yep.
How, I mean, the meme right now is that everybody in the whole world is going to be joining Spider-Man 3.
Sure.
That's the meme. And, and because we know that, we don't know, but it's been rumored that Tobey Maguire's going to be in it, the original Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Andrew, the second Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew something,
Garfield.
Garfield, yes,
I found it. It was right there.
As well as a villain from the original Spider-Man series, a villain from the Amazing Spider-Man series. There's all these different realities of Spider-Man coming in, and I think that's going to play solely into WandaVision.
Sure.
I really think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be either WandaVision or it's going to be Loki, or it's going to be both.
Yeah.
Because they're both really touching on that. And the comics touch on that too. There's a million realities. I mean, even in the last Spider-Man movie, what's his name? The villain there, Mysterio.
Yep.
He said he was from Earth number.
Yeah.
And even though he wasn't,
right.
They're playing into it.
Right. And if people were like, "Oh yeah, sure, you're from there," they must exist.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So it's going to be really cool what they do with WandaVision. It's going to be really cool what they do with Spider-Man. And I can't wait for both. I mean,
yeah. In the interest of time, I don't really want to talk about these too much, but they need to be mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting Black Panther. We're getting more Black Panther, unfortunately, without Chadwick. But they're not recasting him, so we're not going to get more Black Panther, but we'll get more of the world of Black Panther.
We're gonna get more Shuri, which is important.
Which is awesome. That'll be a lot of fun. What was the other one that I just thought of? Doctor Strange. We're getting another Doctor Strange, which will be a lot of fun.
Who is also going to be in Spider-Man 3.
So that'll be a fun. But once we know more about those movies or those shows or whatever, we'll talk about them. So, later on down the line, we'll talk about them. The last thing I wanted to talk about this podcast was the Lightyear show.
Yeah,
the Lightyear movie.
It's going to be a movie.
It's going to be a movie with Chris Evans playing a young Buzz Lightyear,
which is amazing.
Going through the academy, which I think is just going to be a fun Pixar movie.
What's interesting is that this is not the story of Buzz Lightyear as a toy.
No,
this is the story of Buzz Lightyear as a human.
Right. This is probably. I wonder if this is going to depending on how meta they want to go, I could see Andy sitting in they're not going to do this because it's a Pixar movie, but I could see Andy sitting in his college dorm room with a beer, kind of with his feet up on the table,
watching the Lightyear movie.
Watching the Lightyear movie.
Yeah,
and that's what we're going to get.
Yep. And that's exactly where I was going to go with it. I was like, we are getting the in-universe movie of Buzz Lightyear.
Right, and that's going to be so much fun.
I can't wait. That's going to be awesome. And Chris Evans is amazing.
Yeah.
So, I hope they bring Tim Allen in somehow.
Maybe. Yeah, that would be fun.
They got to do something.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a cameo.
If he's in there, he won't be playing Woody.
No.
Maybe, there's some silly intermission commercial halfway through the movie.
Well, he doesn't play Woody anyway. He plays Buzz Lightyear. Tim Allen plays
Tim Allen. No,
Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, God, who plays Woody?
Oh, it's only 10:30 at night, and we're talking about something that we weren't really planning on talking about this much.
but I'm excited for the movie. Yeah, I'm excited.
Anyway, okay. So, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, so thank you for listening to this week's edition of the Temple of Nerds podcast. I'm D-Bills.
I am TJ.
And you can find us on Twitch at Temple Nerds. You can find us on YouTube at I don't know, what is it, the Temple Nerds.
Shit, I don't remember.
YouTube channel. I don't know, whatever. You can find us on there. We've got a Discord. The link is on
Temple
on our YouTube
of
channel.
The Nerds. Temple of the Nerds.
Yep, there you go. We've got a Twitter that we're trying harder and harder to use. We might have an Instagram coming up. If we're thinking about a name change, because there's a couple of other people out there who are doing the same thing we're doing. Obviously, I mean, everybody's doing the same thing we're doing.
Well, yeah,
there's a couple of people out there with similar names, so we're looking for suggestions. Throw them at our Discord if you can. Comment them on our YouTube channel. Email them to us, templenerds@gmail.com. We'll hold a vote maybe, or we'll just pick one that we really like if somebody gives us a good example. But we're thinking about it, so help us out if you can. Once again, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful week.
Yeah.